Can you hear me? This is Rabbi Pete Tobias, live from Edgewarebury Cemetery. Can you hear me, please? Once more with feeling, this is Rabbi Pete Tobias, live from Edgewarebury. Rabbi Pete Tobias, live from Edgewarebury Cemetery. Can you hear me, please? Once more with feeling, this is Rabbi Pete Tobias, live from Edgewarebury. Rabbi Pete Tobias, live from Edgewarebury Cemetery. Can you hear me, please? Hmm. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. That's on Zoom, isn't it? 1 2 1 2. There's a bit of feedback. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Okay, I think this isn't going to work. Cold. Yeah, good idea. Oh, it's useless. One, two, 1 2. It's not evil. Oh gosh. Hello? Where's the Debbie grave? Let's see where the Debbie bloody grave is. It's there, isn't it, as well? Let's see the big pile. Can you hear me from here? By speaking a loud enough voice, so can you still see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Well, you can see me, right? Can you see me? Is this in the way? Do you want this out of the way? I'm assuming.
Yeah, we'll just slide it. We'll slide it round.
Yeah, okay, let me just take this off
Yeah,
first.
take that off. That's the mic.
That would be a good idea. Yeah, yeah. I was just trying
This
to.
way.
Sure.
Straight back,
Yeah, no, that's actually all right. There's okay, actually. It's actually better.
Good morning.
Hello, young
I
man.
assume that's Debbie.
That is Debbie, and that is Max. So that's couldn't be any bloody closer. Look at that.
I just want to be here part of that, bring her down and stuff. It's okay.
Absolutely fine, my
Well,
friend.
brother Mark.
Yeah.
Hello, brother
He's
Mark.
here to support me. And
Nice to meet
this is
you.
an amazing man who walked into my life several years ago, but was a good friend of several weeks ago. He's a good friend of Debbie's, and is and has been amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, she always spoke very highly
Oh,
of you.
that's-
So we're doing the ceremony here, yeah?
Well, that's what I figured. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah,
So,
I figure we'll have my computer will face that way.
Yeah.
And
We're doing the grass, aren't we? Okay.
sorry, yeah, I
We're
think
doing the grass.
fine.
Yeah.
And then we'll just walk round to there. We should be all right.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, so let's just. Are you ready, guys? If you're not waiting for us.
No, I'm Robert. I'm my partner.
Robert.
Yeah.
This is what home gave us.
They just wanted to give it a big head, makeup, and a pony.
Just what the doctor ordered.
No, I was told to give him next kid.
I'll take it. I don't think anyone wants it.
I don't know if anyone did a weekend.
Oh, go on. Yeah, no, thank you.
Everything has a purpose.
No, no.
And mum knowing my mum. I've known Debbie.
Yeah, there's a lot of familiarity here.
live at the moment. My daughter
Oh,
just
God,
texted.
yeah.
Oh, right.
We are. I mean, I can. You know what? I'm not even going to touch it because it's
The stuff I put in this morning, paperwork, pictures, everything. When you're going to another one, the limits like their hands, feeding hands down.
It's a physical form.
Okay, let's go back to the car park. I'm going to risk leaving.
I'm very pleased I was part of that. I just sort of had.
Yeah.
Well, it's live as he's not cool.
I'll let when I get home. All right, I'll see you in the car park in a minute, okay? Oh, bollocks. Can you see me?
Hi, how are you?
I'm alright, thanks. Yourself?
Yes, not too bad.
Just trying to organise this. It's okay.
Well, very well weird one. Apparently, you're going down as next as kid.
Say that again?
You're going down as the next of kin.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about it.
Yeah. Obviously, I can pass. No, I got asked a bit for some family details. This was, yeah, we get some. Yeah, the very well. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, no worries.
Cheers. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry. Right. So come right onto the grass here, everybody, because we need to be. This is the. Okay, I'm not standing that way. It's going to the mulch. This is the. No. Here. Front of it. Don't be standing hiding behind it.
Where do you want us?
Sort of, so you can be seen on there, but I want the kids in front.
Wait, is that how close it is?
Yeah, that's Max and that's Mum. Right, come round to here so we can all be caught on here. And so Ollie and Penny come stand with me. Or you want Dad come too? See, the good thing about Dad is he can stand behind and everybody will see you anyway.
It's a bit weird because we're standing on this side, but it looks like we're standing on that side.
It's confusing. Oh yes, so it is. That's us. And I'm looking very fat. And Ollie, you're out of the shot, so you have to hide my stomach. Come on, come this way. Your head's being cut off. No, it's incredible what happens in these days. TV director as well as a rabbi. Everybody got a stick up.
Spielberg.
Do you want me in any particular place?
Okay.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to get a book.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to begin. I suppose it's a kind of an apology to whoever happens to be to have been watching for the last 15 minutes or so. There was a wonderful moment.
Sorry.
It's all right. There was a wonderful moment.
I'm sorry. I need to.
It's fine. Okay, so we do it again. Action. There was a wonderful moment when we went into lockdown just under a year ago. It was only 2 or 3 weeks in. And for reasons that I can no longer remember, I ended up having to relocate very rapidly because of a Wi-Fi problem from the synagogue back to my house on a Saturday morning. I very rapidly set the computer up and had to run around and get things ready. I did the service and it all seemed to go okay. And then Deb sent me a message later that afternoon. She says, everybody thinks you're the rock and roll rabbi, she says, but you just want to take a listen to this morning and just see how ordinary you are. About 30 seconds in, she said. So I went back to it on Facebook because you can run it, and I played it, and sure enough, there's the computer staring at the wall, and I'm just running around getting ready. I let go of this massive belch, and then went magic, and that's off screen, okay? And I say that because I know that anybody who switched onto YouTube early and was there about 20 minutes ago would have heard some very interesting rabbinic expletives as the computer kept falling off that little perch that it's resting there. So my apologies to anyone who was offended by that. When I get home, I shall edit it out, but it's there for now. Anyway, this is weird, isn't it? This is just weird, but it shouldn't happen. I mean, this is just revolting. And all of us who are here know what an amazing and wonderful person Deb was and still is. I mean, that's the whole point of wearing these stickers and badges to just remind us of the effect that she had on all of us. And to remind ourselves, especially, as I've been saying to these two guys in the last 2 or 3 days, that what we're here to do is say goodbye to the thing that she used to walk around in. And it kind of packed up and wasn't working very well. But the real her, the real Debbie, leaves here with us. And that's such an important thing to remember.
Yeah.
And I hope that despite the pain and the fact that we'll never have any more of that amazing humour and bubbling wit to enjoy, that we'll still be able to take it in our memories and in our hearts and always carry it with us. So I'm going to do just a couple of quick readings because I would let you have a book, but they're all propping my computer up. But I'm just going to read a very short couple of prayers. Out of the depths we cry to you, O God, hearken to our voice. The mysteries of life and death are beyond our understanding. As the heavens are exalted above the earth, so are your ways exalted above our ways, and your thoughts above ours. Teach us, even when we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, to trust in your providence, and to reaffirm our faith in your righteousness. צדיק אתה אדוני להמית ולהחיות אשר בידך פקדון כל רוחות. Adamin ben shana yihye, or elef shanim yihye ma yitron. Below haya yihye. V'dan Adonai ki tzedek mishpatecha. Titzdak b'dovrecha v'tizkei v'shovtecha. V'ein lecha harachar midat shovtecha. Tzadikata Adonai v'yashar mishpatecha. You are righteous, O God, our rock, and all your ways are just. You are a faithful God, righteous and just, and without iniquity. Who may question your work? Who can understand the mysteries of your ways? In your love you give us life, and in your wisdom you bring death to all. But in life and death alike our souls are in your hand, for you are a God of infinite compassion. We are frail and weak, and our life on earth is only a span. But your love for us never fails, it endures throughout eternity. Even in our sorrow we praise your name, saying together, Baruch Dayan Haemet, that the true judge be praised. And that little phrase, those words with which we are traditionally meant to greet the news of the death, let the true judge be praised, Baruch Dayan Haemet. To me that means, really? Really? The judge of truth. Do you actually have a plan? Do you know what's going on? Have you any idea what kind of chaos and upset you cause? So you better have a plan, mate, because we don't see it, we don't get it. Hopefully there is a logic, there is some pattern here. It's up to us to try and unravel it, make sense of it. The way we do that, I think, as I've said, is that we just hold the memories of those closest to us, as close to our hearts. That way they never quite leave us. And I hope that we can all carry something of Debbie with us from here through the rest of our lives. You have to stop there.
Sun's breaking out.
There you go. Well,
Yeah.
When it's shining down.
better than rain. So, okay. So, what we're going to do now, I know that Penny has got some amazing stuff to read. Ollie's got something that he wants me to read. I'm going to read something on David's behalf. I'm going to start with that. But unfortunately, if I were properly organised, it would be in my pocket here. But actually, it's over there.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So we'll start with this one. These are David's words. Debs and David, it says. On the day Debs was born, I was 10 years old at Edgware Primary School in class when I was told I had a newborn baby sister. My teacher was so chuffed she gave me a gold star. I believe it was the only one I ever got. So he owes you both. I think you got a real gold star there though. That was just for that one day. You had one for the next 48 years. As a young child, you were always the naughty one, the runaway nutter that I had to chase after and catch before you did damage to anyone or anything in your way. So you owe me, just like I owe you for the gold star. You nearly killed yourself when you were about 5 or 6 in Cornwall when, dressed as Wonder Woman, by flinging yourself off a 15-foot wall, you actually believed that you could fly. That's the picture of that is amazing. I remember the close friendships you built with Kim and Emma and Tammy and Nick. I remember your love of music and always laughing and having fun together. Being annoying and that little sister that the bigger brother sometimes wanted out of the way. Looking back on a lot of missed time together as brother and sister whilst we both got on with our own lives, did our own things and had children, I never really realised how very special a person you were. Life takes over and you don't always appreciate those that are around you and understand and really truly take in their qualities. Sometimes my space cadet hippie-styled sister was just on another planet for me to understand her mad lack of focus and butterfly tendencies. Whilst in her teens and 20s, she tried her hand at everything, but never really managed to stay with one hobby, job, or even country for that matter. But she found focus in her children, Penny and Oliver, who we all love dearly, and then went on to become an incredibly focused and talented photographer. What she saw and was able to capture through a camera lens was and is truly beautiful and stunning, and will live on forever. Reading through people's comments on social media who have been touched by her fun and caring and kind nature, I realise how important it is to be in the here and now, and see and appreciate the qualities of those around you. She was truly a wonderful, fun sister and a caring daughter who only cared for her family. She loved her kids, and she loved my kids, and that's all that ever mattered to her. Well, Miss David, I owe you now. I don't think I really have fully appreciated how amazing you were. I'll miss you. Goodbye. So, I think we're just going to do a whole straight run through of everybody's words. Usually I'm punctuated with the odd prayer. But geniusly, I've now put the book down over there, so I can't do that. So we'll just have everybody's readings instead. And I actually want to start with one of my own. I only met Rob a few weeks ago on the doorstep of number 16 Trafford Close. And I said, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of each other. And when I went to visit Deb at the hospice just on Friday, I arrived there at about 8:30, which was exactly the wrong time to arrive. Apparently, it was handover for the nurses. So I had my COVID test and had to sit and wait for half an hour. And while I was waiting, I felt a little bit creative. But before that, I texted Rob and I said, I'm here now. And he said, well, she doesn't want to see you. She said she's not feeling very well. So my reply was, well, tell her of course she's not feeling very well. If she was feeling well, she wouldn't be here. And she'd want the prawn sandwich that I brought in the car. A little bit of explanation there, because the whole prawn sandwich between Debbie and me has been an ongoing thing for several years now. And as you probably know, my attitude to eating kosher is irregular, shall we say, unconventional. So we've managed to share a couple of prawn sandwiches now. We promised ourselves another one when we never kosher. Carrying this living prawn sandwich, never was able to reach us way into it. But whilst I was sitting waiting for the result of my test, I felt moved to write her a poem. And this is it. And it is ridiculous. I read it to her. I made me a sandwich. I promised her I would. I wanted to put prawns in it. I thought they would taste good. Even though they are not kosher, she and I don't really care. We're rock and roll Jews. We will eat anything, anywhere. But the problem is that prawn is not a word that rhymes with ram. So I ate the prawns myself and made a one with strawberry jam. So after that sets the stage.
Stick to the day job.
That's lovely. Oh, fantastic.
There is nothing I can say that can make sense of why we are all here today. We begin to help the overwhelming injustice that washes over us all. All I can do is speak of the light and the love that Debbie brought into my life and I hers, and the light she shone on the lives of those whose path she crossed. We met in September just over 3 years ago. Our union was instant. We had fallen in love long before we met. It truly felt like we were old souls whose bodies were meeting for the first time. We spent hours talking of Israel and the Committal we both lived on and shared values in life. Although not religious, we shared our Jewish identity. And from that day, although not voice, we both committed to spend the rest of our lives together. Debbie found light in everything she saw. It was no accident that she was an amazing photographer. It was not just the image, but the ability to connect with her subject. The ability to engage people, allowing her to capture not just a picture, but the light of you. Although now, not the right season, in December we celebrate Hanukkah, a festival of light, when we remember the miracle of how a flame that should have lasted one day lasted 8. Debbie's flame should have lasted many more days than it did. But let us today commit to remembering our own miracle that is Debbie. Let the light she shone upon us with her love and courage never be dimmed. Let us promise to recreate that miracle and live our lives with the light that Debbie saw in everything. The golden hour she spoke to me about so often, the dappled light in the woods, the flare from the sun bouncing off the sea, the fire of sunset, and the colours she saw in the diffused through the clouds of a stormy day. As time has come, my little star, to take your place in the heavens and to shine over us for eternity. May your light and spirit continue to be part of our journey until we meet again.
Yes, the light, no question, that is what Deborah brought to both of us. Okay, Oliver, your mind is here. I hope you've got your piece. That's good. I really well done. So you want me to do this on your behalf?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stand next to you just so you prove how much you dwarf me. It's not a difficult task. Wow. So these are Oliver's words. To Mummy, I loved and loved you very much still. You were a funny and silly mum. You were also always caring and you always made everyone laugh, even if there was an argument involved with Penny and I. I will always remember the time Mummy said, "Watch this," as she sat on a tree swing to show us, but it broke. The branch broke as soon as she sat on it. I remember the day we got Moose, that's the dog. I was in the car on the way home from school and I said, "When I get home, can I go on the PlayStation?" Mummy said, "You can if you don't smile," knowing that Moose was waiting at home. So of course, I smiled and didn't go on the PlayStation. Well, he did eventually. We had some wonderful holidays with Mummy, especially in Cornwall, and we did go ape treetop challenge together, which was fun. These and many more were my best memories that I'll never forget. Mummy, you're the best. I will always love you. Sleep peacefully.
Oh, bless you.
Well said, my friend. And now Penny, and I just want to say, actually, by way of introduction, or the children's words, they actually came with me to see their mum on Sunday afternoon, which of course, as you will recall, was Mother's Day. The irony couldn't really have been much greater. But they came in and we talked before about what it was going to be like, how important it was that we were quiet and respectful of the situation. And they were just amazing. They read their words, they showed her their pictures. She managed to summon up, I think, enough energy to be able to appreciate.
She did.
And then they gave them a hug, and after 15 minutes or so, they left. So they were just brilliant. And so I'm handing over to Penny now because she's going to include some of what she read. Please stand with me. She's going to share some of what she read to her mum that afternoon, as well as her subsequent thoughts.
My mum. In lockdown, Mummy, Ollie and I had plenty of walks and fun, especially the picnics we had. It was a hot sunny day and the grass was green and tall. We really enjoyed laughing and eating our sandwiches and cookies. I want to remember Mummy as a ray of sunshine in my life. On another walk, we went into a forest and Mummy, Ollie and I had spotted an old tree with a rope and a log hanging off of it. And you won't guess what happened next. She hopped on it and immediately collapsed. Mummy was flat on the floor laughing her head off. I want to describe her personality for all of you. She was very smiley, incredibly strong, every colour of the rainbow, and super creative. This is the Mother's Day card I wrote for Mummy. Dear Mummy, I just want you to know that I know you have always done your best for us and have made sure we are always happy and healthy. But I also want you to know we can always look after you too and bring you tea. I really love spending my time with you and drawing together. It makes me feel so happy. Even when you felt poorly, I want you to know you're still caring and lovely and I'm proud to be your daughter. I love you. Always, Pen Pen.
Well done, Penny.
That was fantastic.
Well done.
To have been able to read that on an occasion such as this. It's terrific. So, we all have our own thoughts. I don't have to very unprofessionally walk over there and get my book again. Before I read the traditional prayer, asking that Deborah is carried safely to wherever she's now and finds rest and peace under the shelter of God's wings. I just want to acknowledge and pay tribute to all those who have supported her, who have cared for her through the most difficult of times, particularly in these days and weeks. Everyone's been there for you guys. It's been fantastic. I want to pay tribute to all the ways that and also mention Helen, please. And you see, this whole family has seen more suffering than any family should have to endure already. It's no coincidence. Kind of a mixed case. A bittersweet moment, a bittersweet location just behind where it was. That's a tough reminder as well. There are no words that can really console those associated with this wonderful thing to suffer so much in the last years. And somewhere through it all, you do manage to find comfort and courage to carry on. And I think that one image to hold on to, which is something that Penny mentioned, we were talking about this on Friday, is that we have no idea what the people have done once we're done down here. But isn't it nice to picture Max? Good. Wow. We're going to have fun now. So that's going to be one brilliant reunion, guys. I just hope that the image of that, however it reaches you, however it speaks to you, gives you some sense of comfort during this cold March morning. So with that in mind, let's say together, well you can't because I will say on your behalf that El Male Rakamim Shochen Bramomim Eloasniko. Hanun Barakum Erekapaim Barak Kese. Hamse Kaparak Pesha Hakrabat Yasha Umukano Kona Takakampeyashi. Et Nishmadi Denu Shahalakala Olam. Ana Bala Rakamim Zokra La Tova. Kol Zakioteha Betzitkoteha Ba'artotaka. V'tachla Sha'arei Tzedek V'ora. Sha'arei Chemla V'chanina. V'seitek Kanafecha Tastireha La'olam. Utsuro B'trochachaim Et Nishmatza. Adonai hu nachalata v'tanuach b'shalom al mishkacha. V'nomar. Amen. O God, full of compassion, exalted God, God of forgiveness, gracious and merciful, abundantly patient and full of love, grant perfect rest under the wings of your presence to the soul of Debbie Ram, who has gone to her eternal home. Merciful God, remember her merits and righteous deeds which she performed on earth. Open for her the gates of righteousness and light, of compassion and grace. Shelter her forever under your loving care, and let her soul be bound up in the bond of eternal life. May her destiny be with you, and may she rest in peace. Let us all say, Amen. We are mortal, and our days are as grass. We flourish like a flower in the field. The wind passes over it and is gone, and its place knows it no more. But God's love endures forever. The dust returns to the earth as it was, but the spirit returns to God who gave it. In humble submission to God's will and with abiding gratitude for Debbie's life, we say together, Adonai Natan, Adonai Lakach, Yehi Shem Adonai Mavorah. God has given and God has taken away. May God's name be praised. Al Makoma Tzavo V'Shalom. May she come to her rest in peace. And now we come to that part of a funeral ceremony where we go to the grave, which is just behind us here. And those who wish to are invited to put a spadeful of earth into the grave. There's no obligation to do so, but Jewish tradition says that it's a way of saying farewell, and it's the kindest thing that you can do for someone, because this is something you can do for them for which they can't thank you. You do a deed for which you can't be thanked, and it's the most honourable deed, charitable deed of all. But there's no obligation, but it is a way of saying a final farewell, even though it's quite a horrendous thought and a horrendous sound. Those who wish to do it, if you please like to make your way over there now. Once you've done so, we'll come back here and conclude our service here. So those who'd like to, please make your way over there. Right, if we'd like to make our way back, we can come down to Right, if you'd like to gather round again, folks, so we'll wrap this up. Right, while we're all regathering, I'll just sing Psalm 121, which hopefully will bring you closer, not send you running away. Me'ayin Yako Ezri Me'im Adonai Osei Shamayim Ba'aretz Al Yitem Lamot Raglecha Al Yanum Shomerecha Hine lo yanum velo yishan Shomer Yisrael Adonai Shomerecha Adonai tzilcha al yad yaminecha Yomam hashemesh lo yakeka v'yareach b'layla Adonai yishmorcha mikol ra yishmor et nafshecha Adonai yishmor tzetecha uvoecha me'ata ve'ad olam. Source of eternity, we thank you for the hope of immortal life and for the power of love which is stronger than death. It keeps ever fresh our memories of those who have lived and enshrines their spirits in our hearts. May our remembrance of Devi comfort, help, and bless us now and in the years to come. O God, in humble submission to your will, and taught by our tradition to praise you in times of sorrow as well as in times of joy, we hallow your name with the words of the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. I'm not going to make you do it. Yitzhak Yitzhak Shemei Rabbah, Alama Divarach Vidute v'Yamlich Malchute, v'Chai Chon v'Yomei Chon v'Chayei v'Chol Beit Yisrael, v'Agalav v'Zman Kariv v'imaru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mevarach v'Olam u'la'almei Amai, Yitbarach v'Yishtabach v'Yitpa'ah v'Yitramam v'Yitnaseh, v'Yitzadeh v'Yitaleh v'Yitalal Shemei L'Kodeshah B'Richu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata, Ta'amiram ba'alama v'imaru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, V'kol b'nei adam v'imaru amen. It's always hard to know what should be the final words on an occasion such as this. But I'm just going to share with you one more little incident from the weekend just past. On that Mother's Day, I know that Debbie struggled and was in a lot of discomfort even when the kids were there to see her, but she put on a brave face and listened and smiled and told them she loved them. And as they were ushered out of the room, I just went up to her, squeezed her hand and said the words that I think probably sum it all up, really. Okay, like to say, you did good, girl. May the eternal God comfort you and all who will.
Amen.
Well, that concludes our service here. Just to say that there'll be Shiva prayers this evening at 8 o'clock on the same YouTube link. And those of you lucky enough to get the Zoom link will be there in the room, so to speak. But in the meantime, thank you everyone for coming today. Thank you for holding on to the stickers and for listening to everybody's amazing work. Thank those who spoke for sharing their thoughts with us. I wish you a peaceful afternoon. We'll see each other again. See you.
Shalom.